Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Rob. Welcome back to my video. This is my long-term review of the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Now, I done had this phone for almost about 2 months now, and since I had the Note 10 Plus, when I first got it, I kind of like wanted to let the hype settle down, and I wanted to use this phone for pretty much a long time before I can really give you my review. Now, in my opinion, I see this phone as a solid multi-tool Swiss knife of a phone that is able to be all things for all people if they choose to take advantage of all the things the Note can do. So let's start with the build quality. Now it does, everybody knows glass front and back, has the aluminum sides, and the Note 10 Plus has a high quality feel. Now when I picked up this black Note 10, while everyone else was gravitating to the Aura one, I kind of didn't want that one. I just really couldn't see myself rocking that phone. It kind of drew too much attention for my liking. And on top of that, it was a fingerprint magnet. Not that the black one was, but nothing could out fingerprint the Aura. So again, even though it did draw fingerprints on this black one, I did get a skin to kind of smooth out the look and make it more to my liking. Now, the square build of the phone, in my opinion, helps with the actual feel of the phone and is a plus when it comes to actually holding the phone in a very comfortable manner. So whether you go with the bigger Note 10 or you decide to go with the smaller form factor one, you should have no problems holding either phone because both of them share the same build quality and same shape. And that's an advantage when it comes to holding this very light phone. Now, the display on the Note 10 Plus is probably one of its best features. Now, in my opinion, it's probably the best screens out on the market today. Now, I wish Samsung would have offered a 90 Hz refresh 4K in the Plus model, and on the smaller Note, offer a regular like 2K at a 60 Hz refresh rate. That would have been a great way of keeping both phones on the high end of the spectrum, but not feel like you're missing out on anything with actually having a smaller phone, because you would have had a 2K display, and that, in my opinion, would have been a home run. Now, let's talk about the camera on the Samsung camera on the Note 10. Now, this is probably the all-in-one camera for a straight point and shoot user. Very simple, feature rich. They have the vertical shooting for Instagram and Instagram stories. Excellent color reproduction for those who may like their colors on the warm side of the color spectrum. It all varies. You can edit once you learn how to edit, but Samsung camera has a very amount of speeds when it comes to shooting video, 1080, 4K, has the ultra wide feature, which is a plus for those who want to take in as much scenery as possible. You decide how much scene to take a picture of or film, and it's up to you. Also, let's not forget the night mode shooting on this camera, which is great for those club scenes and low lights found in restaurants. The camera on the Note 10 is a plus, and it's made for those who don't need to know what camera settings are needed for just to take a great shot. It's really hard to take a bad picture with the camera on the Note 10 Plus. It's really, truly hard to do that. Now, let's talk about some of the drawbacks. One of the drawbacks that come to mind is the button placement of all three buttons on the left side of the phone. Now, we're all being conditioned over the years to use our thumb button when it comes to maneuvering around our phones and using our smartphones. And having no button placement on that right side seems like, like a waste of space. So if you're a left-handed person, though, this button placement is right up your alley. It's perfect for you, and the Note should actually be an even better experience for you. Also, another few things that's somewhat annoying about the phone is that it's pretty much obvious that there's no headphone jack and no dongle. And for a phone that wants to say it's a content creator's phone, things like the missing headphone jack, which is needed for things like microphones and other accessories that we find critical when making content, it's kind of sad that we have to go out of our way to make workarounds with things that we shouldn't have to really deal with. Those little small inconveniences like that really shouldn't be something that a content creator had to deal with, much less an average consumer. Let's go to battery life. Battery life on this phone is actually pretty awesome. Now for my usage, I can get through a whole day without really needing a charge. Now with this 4300 milliamp battery, my daily usage is somewhere around the 6 to 7 hours screen on time. And sometimes I can stretch it out to 8 hours with hardly no problems. But again, I am not a power user, so your screen time may vary from mine. Now, again, like I was saying earlier, if you are a true content creator though, you should be about that S Pen life. Now, when it comes to being creative, things like photo editing, video editing, doing things like making GIFs and thumbnails and memes, the S Pen is the tool to get the job done. The sad thing is most users stop using the S Pen after, let's say, just for example, let's say the first couple of weeks, which I think is a mistake. And I think trying to make an effort in using the Note 10 Plus extra features to be that all-in-one tool for making content could make for a more gratifying experience, and also as a way to remind yourself to get the most out of this expensive purchase. Speaking of how much this phone costs, let's talk about pricing. Now the price of the Note 10 Plus is up there, but we're late into Techtober and the start of the holiday season, and there are a lot of phones coming out. There are phones that's already out, so we should start seeing better prices, which will make this a much more better enticing buy. So be on the lookout for cheaper prices on the Note 10. So who's the Note 10 lineup for? Well, people who still desire the best that Android has to offer. Samsung is the status symbol of Android phones. And if that's something you desire, this will be the phone at the top of your list. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for watching my review of the Note 10 Plus. Please give this video a thumbs up. Join me for more videos like this. And again, I appreciate each and every last one of you guys out there. Thanks again for watching this video. I'm out.